What's up, Brandon Split here from ThirstGym.com, and today we're talking about the 10 best exercises that I like for basketball players. So if you hoop, you play basketball, you're trying to get stronger, faster, more explosive, these are the 10 exercises that we really like to help our basketball athletes. All right, the first exercise that we really like is a jerk, and in particular, the single arm landmine split jerk. Now, I'm not against using the barbell or dumbbell variations. We actually use these a lot as well, especially for more of our younger athletes. But if I've got a high school athlete, I'm really trying to think about how I can maximize their movement capabilities while also helping them with triple extension and increasing their lower body and their upper body position and power. And I found the single arm landmine split jerk is great for that. One, like I said, we get that triple extension that we're looking for. We get some upper body power and strength from the unilateral perspective, but then we also, getting the split jerk piece of this, we actually get some single leg stance, and it kind of replicates having to decelerate into one leg as you're going to close out for somebody, or you're having to actually stop a defender. So I find that works out really well. So any kind of jerk variation that you can find works great, but if you can do this landmine variation, chances are you're going to see a lot of success in your deceleration game, as well as increasing that lower body power and strength. Exercise number 2 is going to be the front foot elevated goblet split squat. Now, this exercise is actually more for movement capabilities because basketball athletes usually are in an anterior orientation or an anterior pelvic tilt, and so their low back gets tight, their hip flexors are tight, their hamstrings are tight. And next thing you know, they look stiff, they can't move very well, and next thing you know, we've got to address some of that. Well, the front foot elevated goblet split squat is one of my go-to exercises for this. We get some single leg strength, we get to push the center of mass back, so we're still going to develop quads, glutes, and hamstrings, but we're also going to improve the position, get that pelvis underneath this, and address it from a single leg perspective, which is also always important for athletes, in particular basketball players. So nothing against the Bulgarian split squat. I love that exercise as well, but I found that many of my basketball athletes, we need to actually push their center of mass back and increase their range of motion on their legs, make them look less stiff, and help them move better. Number 3 is the tall kneeling pentagon landmine overhead press. Now, this is a unique attachment for a landmine. You can find them online at different various websites, but usually I like this because they have a hard time getting overhead. So we've kind of talked about how they've got this tight low back anterior position that leaves the rib cage really flared and extended. By getting at a tall kneeling position and using the landmine as they go to press up, it's more forward in nature, but we still get that abdominal and trunk control from that. Hamstrings are going to be on fire from being in that tall kneeling position, but we're still going to build some good quality upper body strength, which is super important for basketball players as they have to go bang in the paint, go up for a rebound, go up to box somebody. You still want to have some good muscle mass upstairs. So it's a good, safe, effective way to do that, but still integrate the whole body into the movement and still keep your athletes feeling good and keep their shoulders feeling good, in particular in season if they've got a rough game schedule. Exercise number 4, more about speed, pop, and tendinous adaptations, is the band-resisted pogo hop. Now, I really like this because the bands are constantly pulling you down, so you're going to get more repetitions at a time, but we're going to get tendinous adaptations at the Achilles, in the calves, so that we can get more pop, more spring in every single jump, every single movement that we take on the court. Now, the band-assisted option works great. Again, as I said, you're going to get more reps in that time, but the band's always pulling down is going to make us have to come faster. So it's going to give us almost like a pogo or a bunny based effect from the ankle. So this is good to implement definitely off season, going into preseason, trying to prepare the ankles, the ankle complex, the Achilles, any of those. Even still, you're going to get tendon adaptations at the hamstrings as well while you're doing those jumps, trying to minimize your time on the ground and try to stay airborne all the time. And you're going to find that's going to help immediately just catapult your vertical, help you block, get more shots, and get more rebounds. Exercise number 5 is going to be split squat jumps. Now, you can do these loaded or unloaded. You can do a contrast method. You got lots of different ways you can use these, but I like these to develop single leg power and explosiveness for my basketball athletes, because many times they're having to generate power off of one foot, whether that's going up for a dunk, a layup, a rebound, trying to close out a shot, jumping on one foot, trying to step out in front of a defender and having to jump out in front of them off of one leg. A lot of single leg power is important for basketball, and so the split squat jumps I found are incredibly valuable, and it's a very easy exercise to pick up on. Now you can definitely do these more reactive where you're trying to limit the amount of time that you have on the ground, or you can do this for pure straight power. Just start down, up, 1 rep, stop, and break them up. It really depends on what you think you need as a player and an athlete. Both are really good, but find the one that you think you need more of. So if you feel like you're more grounded, you ain't got that pop, then do the more reactive ones. If you feel like, man, I've got a lot of pop, but I really need that first step, a lot of be able to blow by somebody, then do these individually, 1 rep, rest real quick, 1 rep, rest real quick, and that will work on your starting power to be able to help you in those exercises. Exercise number 6 is just a good old classic chin-up, but with a neutral grip. So a neutral grip chin-up. Again, I'm really big on shoulder health, but I also found that for many of my basketball athletes going through a neutral grip, they got good long arms. We want to make sure that we use that to our advantage to try to build some size on the back. So if you need to do this with band assistance to get some reps, or if you happen to be super strong, you can definitely do these with adding weight. I really like these in the lower rep ranges, somewhere in the like 4 to 8 rep range. Get some strength, but also get some size if you need it. And with the neutral grip, you're gonna feel that your shoulders feel good and you get your elbows pulled all the way down, much easier than if you go through a pull-up, you might only be getting here, or even with a chin-up, same thing. You're still gonna get some good range of motion, but that neutral grip generally just feels better for many basketball athletes, especially again, if you're playing a lot of games, it's a long season. Anything you can do to keep those shoulders feeling good, in my opinion, is a good one. And a chin-up is just a good classic exercise to put some upper body size on you to help you pull down some more rebounds. Exercise number 7 is almost a change of direction exercise. It's a lateral shuffle with a med ball fake chop. Now, the reason this is great is, one, it teaches you to plant, get into that cut, but by using the ball and bringing it across your body, you're actually gonna take that weight to help you get into your cut more. So if you're somebody you feel stiff when you change direction, this is gonna help you get into that cut to be able to cut somebody off. Or if you're getting ready to do a crossover or between the leg dribble, anything like that, and you're trying to move side to side more, this exercise is great to help you find that back part of your hip, learn how to cut and stop on a dime, either offensively or defensively. I think you'll just find this exercise works awesome. You don't have to do it a huge amount of distance. 2 to 3 yard shuffles, cut, go back and forth, really owning that position, stopping, make sure you're getting a good yield and stop into that cut, and then push hard into the next side and go. And again, it's going to help you change direction side to side, maybe even help you get around more picks, but ultimately just move better side to side, especially without the ball. And then as you add the ball back into your regular repertoire, you'll find that you're doing a lot better with your handles as well. Exercise number 8 is the heels elevated front squat. Okay, so I really like the front squat for many athletes, but in particular basketball athletes. We kind of talked about this with the split squat, but because they're always in that anterior orientation, anterior pelvic tilt, the heels elevated front squat lets us get their pelvis underneath them, still in a good athletic stance in that front squat. So if you happen to do cleans and things like that, you're also working on being able to catch that more effectively. But again, that's going to keep the load out in front of us, keep our upper back good and open. It's also going to let us train the quads really hard, which we know many basketballs experience jumper's knee. So by being able to squat deeper because of this natural position, but also build some good quality size on our quads, on our legs, and at the same time stretch that tendon out through a full good range of motion, you're going to help prevent some of those issues there, but also still see your vertical go up as you're able to apply more force and strength through your body into the ground to go up, to jump, dunk, rebound, whatever it is. The goal is to try to put more force into the ground, help you jump higher. This exercise is going to do that more effectively than a back squat, in my opinion. And for a basketball player, anything that's going to help you jump higher and put more size on your lower bodies can let you just be overall better athlete, just in general, especially if you play basketball. Exercise number 9, again, this is more of kind of a change of direction, agility-based exercise, but it's called a lateral bound L drill. This is going to help you learn how to create force from side to side, but it's also going to teach you how to open up. So as you go to open those hips up, it's going to be able to simulate, if you've got to be able to follow a defender down the court, you got to be able to open your hips up and push. This is going to work out great for you. Jumping out in front of people, going for loose balls, anything like that, this drill is fantastic. I love this for any kind of change of direction athlete. And lateral bound L drills, check that box for me, and check that box for many of the basketball players that we've got. We find that their crossover looks better, their change of direction, jumping out in front of people. Again, this is another exercise that goes great with that fake chop that we talked about earlier. And the last exercise, number 10, is just a good old classic reverse sled drag. Now, I like this exercise almost more as a preventative exercise, more so than trying to make you faster, stronger, more explosive. But by doing this, again, kind of going back to the front squat and the front foot gobble split squat, again, keeps your pelvis underneath you, your arms getting long, your back gets opened up. We still get to train those quads. There's not a whole lot of soreness because of the concentric only motion of sled dragging. So you can really get some good quality working with your quads without having to bang your body up, but at the same time getting that good amount of knee flexion and then having to push through your toes backwards. That's going to move your knee in a good, healthy, comfortable manner, and hopefully again keep some of that jumper's knee away from you, but keep your knees feeling good. Still let you get some size and strength on there as well, but then it can also help your back pedaling as well. You're gonna have to back pedal a lot in basketball, so by being able to do this with a sled, with heavier loads, it's gonna make those movements feel more natural, but your tendons are gonna be ready for the demands that you're gonna put on them because you've been doing reverse sled dragging. All right, those wrap up my 10 exercises that I really like for basketball athletes, help you jump higher, be more explosive, be stronger, change the direction, just overall be a better player on the court. If there's an exercise that you think that I left off, something that you really like that really checks the box for you to be a better basketball player or athlete, let me know in the comment section below. Love to hear what it is. Again, make sure you check back in here every week for a new video to help you run faster, jump higher, be stronger, be more explosive, be a better athlete coach. We've got you covered here. Thanks. Have a great day.